Hey, Chach, what are you doing? Let's go to the park or something.
I'm not in the mood, dude.
In the mood. Bueno, ¿tienes hambre? Vamos a comernos unos tacos.
No, yo ya comí unas galletillas ahí. No quiero salir, bro.
What about later? Let's go to the movies.
We can just watch Netflix and chill, dude.
Oh my gosh, dude. What are you...
Oh, come.
Have you guys ever met somebody like this who's just totally indifferent about life?
What?
Bueno, de eso vamos a estar hablando hoy acerca de la indiferencia. We're going to be talking about indifference today. So, stay tuned.
Real life, real faith, real fun. This is the spot where it all gets done. No masks, no games, just come as you are. We shine right here like a blazing star.
Welcome, bienvenidos todos a The Spot. Mi nombre es Camilo Caicedo. My name is Camilo Caicedo. Welcome to The Spot. I'm super excited to be here today. Yo estoy muy emocionado de estar aquí hoy para mostrarles este nuevo programa. Y lo bueno es que hoy no estoy solo, vengo acompañado de mi amigo Chacho. Today, I am not alone. The good news is that I am with my buddy Chacho.
Mucho gusto. Hello, everybody. I am also very excited to be here. Me da mucho gusto estar aquí. Para mí, a mí me encanta lo que estamos haciendo este nuevo programa, this new program I'm really excited about. But you can listen to this program in Los Angeles. If you're from the city of Los Angeles, estás en la ciudad de Los Ángeles, 1390 AM, 1390 AM radio. Si estás en la ciudad de San Diego, if you live in San Diego area, 1130 AM radio, 1130 AM radio. And if you're over in San Bernardino, I'm over in Rancho Cucamonga. San Bernardino, lo puedes escuchar en 1240, 1240 AM radio. Where else can we listen to this?
También nos pueden acompañar en las redes sociales por YouTube y Facebook y también en Instagram, en Radio Inspiración. También nos pueden encontrar en thespot.radio en Instagram.
Nice.
Entonces ahí queremos que se comuniquen con nosotros, que se conecten para que nos vayamos conociéndonos, ¿no?
Yes.
Queremos interactuar con ustedes, que nos hagan preguntas y nosotros también hacerles preguntas a ustedes. Entonces, now today we have a really important topic to discuss. Hoy tenemos un tema muy importante para discutir y es la indiferencia. And it's indifference. Today we're talking about indifference. Indifference in a lot of ways, right? Una de las preguntas que quería hacer, one of the questions that I wanted to ask, just to kind of start this topic, right? Kind of an icebreaker, if you will, is the following question, right? Si mañana todo tu trabajo o escuela fuera cancelado, ¿qué harías con tu día libre? So, here's our icebreaker question. If tomorrow your school or work was canceled, what would you do with your day off?
Well, first of all, my wife would probably be the one planning something if I had the day off. But if I had to really ask myself, like, you know, a day with purpose, I find happiness and purpose in seeing my family happy, my girls happy. So we would probably go to Disneyland.
Okay.
And I would invite you. What would you do on your day off?
Hey, looks like we're going to Disneyland.
Yeah. No, because I feel like if you can look past that and not be selfish and say, hey, you know, what feels like a day of purpose? Oh, well, happiness in my kids or happiness in someone else, you know? You can give yourself that sense of purpose by watching them just glow, you know, watch them look at the parades or whatever. And Disneyland is not paying us or anything like that. They're not a sponsor or anything like that. But it's the fact that we get to see and feel, you know, like we're promoting this happiness into someone else's life, you know?
Yes.
Está bien. I mean, uno anda buscando su paz, su felicidad, you know, y en diferencia, en esta juventud, yo diría, hay muchas cosas que les afecta, right? Que los causa sentirse indiferentes, right? That cause them to feel like, I don't care, it's whatever. And you run into those teens all the time, you know, whether your son or your daughter lose interest, si pierden interés en las cosas de Dios, if they lose interest in having any type of social life. They just lock themselves in the room all the time. No salen para saludar. ¿Cuántos padres tienen ahí que los hijos no salen para saludar? I mean, ¿qué otros ejemplos miras tú? What other examples do you have?
Right. Well, I mean, the reason I thought that this was such a relevant topic to talk about was because it actually came about from a conversation I was having with one of the members here. La razón por la cual yo quería hablar sobre este tema fue porque yo estuve hablando con un compañero acerca de esto, que en nuestro país, en Colombia, que él acaba de visitar, que él notaba que muchos jóvenes que simplemente se manejan de otra forma, right? So he was sharing with me that when he was just visiting Colombia, that a lot of the young people that he would interact with simply had a different way of carrying themselves.
De cuando nosotros lo hacíamos.
Sí, exacto.
Yeah.
Entonces, that was something that really stuck out to me. Eso es algo que resaltó mucho para mí, el hecho de que en nuestra cultura haya tanta indiferencia, no solamente indiferencia espiritual, sino indiferencia emocional, indiferencia comunitaria. O sea, la gente no tiene un deseo para ser parte de su comunidad.
Yeah, a lot of people will, you think as far as youth goes, como dijiste, indiferencia emocional, a lot of youth are afraid of rejection, right? So, no quieren que alguien los vaya a mirar que no son, se dice chévere, they don't want to look not cool.
Right.
Si han sido traumados emocionalmente, if they've been, if people have abused them emotionally, they'll start separating themselves too. Les empiezan a no como tener mucha, hay que decir, no se amarran mucho en la emoción. Like, no les importa. Hay muchas formas en cómo que los jóvenes se empiezan a como desconectar de hay que decir, la comunidad social, They start disconnecting themselves. Fear of rejection, too much emotional overload, los padres los empujan, peer pressure, sus amigos en la escuela los están empujando a hacer, cosas que ellos no quieren hacer. So, llegan al punto donde no les importa los morales que fueron enseñados. They don't care about the morals that they've been shown. Y pues poco a poquito me imagino que todos nosotros en nuestra vida hemos llegado a ese punto.
Right.
De que we don't care. At one point in our lives, we've gotten to a point where we don't care what other people think or what we look like, what our testimony looks like, right? Have you ever gotten hit with that?
Sí, definitely. There's been many times in my life where I can recall that I was totally disinterested in what God had for me, right? I was totally disinterested in the relationships He wanted me to invest in. Creciendo yo me puedo recordar de muchas formas, muchos momentos en mi vida en que yo estaba totalmente desinteresado en lo que Dios quería para mí, o totalmente desinteresado en las relaciones en que Dios quería que yo desarrollara, ¿sí?
Como no te importaba, you didn't care about their approval anymore.
Right. So I think this is something that happens to a lot of young people. For whatever reason here in this culture, por cualquier motivo aquí en esta cultura, suele pasar que mucha gente joven, como acabas de decir, they have a fear of rejection, right? They have a fear of standing out. Tienen un temor de resaltarse de cierta forma.
Yeah.
Esta semana, por ejemplo, this last week, we were talking at a Bible study about being a light to others, right? Y una de las cosas que eso se amarra aquí con este tema es que cuando Jesús nos llama a ser luz al mundo, ¿no? When Jesus calls us to be a light to the world, to be a light to others, that involves us actually being open to inflicting God's will on others.
Y brincarle con todo, right? Like jump in with everything. The Bible talks about being lukewarm.
Right.
En Apocalipsis habla de que Dios te va a vomitar si estás tibio, right?
Right.
And if you want to be cool and no le brincas a la vida de veras un cristiano que tiene el temor de Dios, like a Christian that's actually devoted, you're lukewarm, and that's the danger of the youth now is if they don't if they don't actually jump in with both feet over the fence to say, I am a Christian, and actually care about their testimony, que les, que les sea importante su testimonio. Porque le digo, yo tengo muchos jóvenes que se visten como quieran, like no hay ninguna diferencia en quién son ellos, cómo hablan, how they talk, how they act, as opposed to what someone that fears God looks like. Y yo les digo, hey man, like God does not like lukewarm people, Dios no le gusta eso. Y honestamente yo hablando con mi grupo, yo les dije, mira, no es de que yo esté de acuerdo, yo tengo una jovencita que se viste, en inglés se dice bold, like tiene un valor de vestirse algo un poquito extraño, hay que decir. Okay. Pero yo le digo, ¿sabes qué? Hay virtud en eso, porque ¿sabes qué? Tú sabes quién eres. Y a ti, like, no necesariamente te importa o no te importa que alguien vaya a decir, like, it's not that you don't care what other people are going to think. You stand on what you believe in, right? And I told her, like, when did you start caring? Like, ¿cuándo empezaste a de veras, like, tomar ese punto de vista? And she just told me, like, she's just been emotionally damaged. Like, people have broken her heart. Muchos novios la han traicionado y sabe cuánto más. Y llegó al punto donde ella dijo, ¿sabes qué? Like, no me importa. No me importa nada. Como que se enfrió su corazón. Like, her heart got cold. And, I mean, I feel like that happens a lot to a lot of youth. Is they're just emotionally damaged, whether they're traumatized by their parents, sus papás no saben que le están haciendo daño, empujándolos a ir a la iglesia, lo que sea, y llegan al punto donde es tanto que tienen que rendirse. Se rinden de lo que les importa lo que sus papás dicen. Like, they just give up. They're like, all right, well, if I'm not going to please them, then I'm not pleasing anybody. And they just completely give up, Yeah. And that indifference, that you end up lukewarm. It's dangerous. Right. You know what I mean? I mean, you have any moments in your life where you just became, lukewarm? You're just...
Definitely. There's been many moments in my life where I've felt myself becoming indifferent or felt myself becoming cold-hearted towards
numb,
something.
Right?
Totally numb, yeah. Right? I'd like to find out from you guys as well. Quisiera también escuchar de ustedes si ha habido un momento en tu vida, if there's ever been a time in your life where you have become indifferent, where you have felt like the pressures of life have become too much and you're cold and numb towards it. Ha habido un momento en tu vida en que las presiones de la vida simplemente son demasiadas y te vuelves completamente indiferente o desinteresado. Bueno, quédate aquí, quédate en sintonía. Vamos a seguir hablando sobre ese tema. Stay tuned. We're going to continue to talk about this in further detail. So we'll see you guys very soon. Now today, in order to get into this topic here, para entrar al tema, we have a couple of icebreaker questions here that I welcome you guys to go ahead and answer for yourselves as well, right? So go down in the comments and answer this question. Si mañana todo tu trabajo o escuela fuera cancelado, ¿qué harías con tu día libre? If tomorrow your work or school were canceled, what would you do with your day off? And let me just put it in context, okay? Because today we're talking about indifference, right?
And I feel like this topic that we're about to run into, it's probably what people lack is they don't have that sense of purpose. They feel like they're peer pressured. They feel like they're emotionally overloaded. I'm sure there's a lot of teens that are just, they feel like they don't care anymore. Like there's nothing that will captivate them enough to feel that sense of purpose, to actually care about life, Yeah. Life in the sense of, the everyday social things, but life in the sense of having that purpose, Yeah. So I'm excited about this topic. In your case, I think there's a two-part question to that thing, right? If you'd go to, the question they were asking us, if your life was a Netflix series, right?
Yeah.
Second part of the Rompehielo. If your life was a part of a Netflix series, what is it?
Like, is this a filler episode or is this an emotional episode?
What about you, man? That's kind of a tough question.
Bueno, la pregunta es, si tu vida fuera una serie, si ahorita este episodio es un episodio emocionante o un episodio de relleno. Entonces, ¿cuál es la respuesta? What would you say to that?
Okay, so, I own a business, and right now, I'm discipling like 2 young men right now. Like, I have 4 young men that work for me. 7 total mechanics. The other ones I don't have to worry about. But 2 young men I'm discipling, and right now we're going through a very dramatic phase in their lives. Okay. And so because I'm their boss, but at the same time I'm their mentor, their parents look to me for advice to advise them or whatever. So I would say right now we're going through a very dramatic episode.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's interesting, man. I take a lot of it's one of my passions to disciple these young men into men that fear God. And right now one of them is going through relationship things, and the other one's going through just being a troublemaker. So I need to get them away from the from feeling indifferent and make them actually care about honoring their parents. Yeah. And then the other one actually honoring God. So it's something I feel like a lot of youth go through. You know,
maybe sometimes in their case, or who knows, it might be a matter of caring about the wrong things.
Yeah. That's where that peer pressure comes in.
Right.
Is the girlfriend pushing him too far over, right? Yeah. Or his friends, influencing him wrongly. And we're gonna find out. I'm every day I learn from these people, and I feel like that's why I love this program. Is we're gonna dig deep into the brain of this youth, find out exactly what makes them tick.
Yeah.
And through the 3 visions that we have for this program too, right? Well, go ahead and explain a little bit.
Sure. Well, just as a foundation, we wanted this program to be somewhere where you can discover God in your life, right? And so, what does that mean?
Yeah,
it just means like we want this to be a space where we can discuss and explore where meaning is in our lives.
Yeah, even let's say you haven't found God in your life, or you're not really into church or anything like that. I feel like there's moments in your life where you need to care about something, or something has to have meaning. You have to have a purpose. And so the act of discovering God in your life would be, finding gratitude in your life. Like, hey man, you woke up this morning, you have your parents are still around, you're going to school or whatever. Like, hey man, like life is not that bad. You know Absolutely. What I mean? God is good, right? And the second thing is finding that camaraderie. Finding those people that can like walk with you through these tough times. I mean, we're in 2025, dude, 5 years fresh of the pandemic. I'm sure a lot of people are trying to find themselves, a lot of youth that didn't have a high school graduation, a lot of people that, mucha gente que yo diría que se perdieron hace 5 años, cuando COVID pasó, se le murió mucha gente. A lot of people passed away in COVID. And so we're trying to captivate this youth to come in harmony, lleguen en armonía con sus amigos y decirles, hey, ¿por qué, like, a ti te importa cómo te miran la gente? Y pues no. And then have them be like, you know what, actually I do, man. And be like, hey man, like me too, finding that camaraderie in this community, let's just say. Yeah. And the third one, obviously, this is a Christian radio, right? What's the third one?
Well, the third one is to share the good news, right? So we are people who, very humbly, God has done a lot of things in our lives, and we're grateful for it, right? Nosotros somos gente que muy humildemente somos recipientes de la gracia de Dios. ¿Sí? Entonces por eso queremos compartir las buenas nuevas.
Las buenas nuevas.
We want to share the good news. We want to share how God has made an impact in our lives, right? And like you said, God has a desire for us to connect with Him, has a desire for us to connect with others, and to share the good news of hope. Right?
Yep. And I think we'll be right back. We're gonna be right back with this theme. Don't go away. Stay tuned. Espérenos. Ahorita les vamos a platicar más de este tema y vamos a involucrarnos con las diferentes indiferencias que hay en esta juventud.
Real faith, real fun. This is the spot where it all
Hace unos días yo hice una pregunta en Instagram. Just a few days ago, I put out a poll on Instagram preguntándole a la gente qué es lo que te apasiona en tu vida. And the question on Instagram was, what is it that you're most passionate about? So I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the answers today. Quería hablar un poquito sobre las respuestas que recibimos hoy. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So the question was, what are you most passionate about? Right? One answer that I got was growth and transformation. What do you think about that?
Like inner growth and transformation?
I think that's how this person meant it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very selfish. I'm just kidding.
A little bit. I mean, and that's okay.
Yeah.
These are very honest answers, and
Yeah.
you know, these are all
No, it's not.
anonymous.
I wouldn't say it's not selfish. I would
But
say
it's self-centered,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like not in a neutral way.
Well, look at the other
judgmental.
answers. The other answers were a little interesting. I think there were some people that they didn't understand the question.
That's totally
Some really
possible.
goofy answers.
Yeah,
But
totally possible.
read some of the other ones. The majority of them.
So I got another one that said myself. And no, I'm not a narcissist, but I'm learning I'm my passion.
Okay, see another selfish person. I'm just kidding.
A little bit.
No, I'm just kidding. Oh, look, it's not in any way selfish to, you know, value yourself as a child of God only. I'm just
think that's
kidding,
good.
you know. But I feel like a lot of the people that responded were like, my kids. I'm passionate about being a mom.
Yes.
You know, what are you passionate about? Raising, you know, like-minded kids that want to be a part of the kingdom of God. Like those answers, and no right answer is the right answer. But those people, I would say, will have an easier time. Like esa gente van a poder, like, hay que decir, captivar felicidad más rápido. Porque esas cosas las dejas en las manos de Dios. You leave those things in God's hands, you know? You say, oh, well, I just want to do my job, you know, being a good mother or whatever. And it's like, all right, the rest is in God's hands, you know?
Yeah.
When you are super self-centered, you will disappoint yourself, you know? Y igual que los hijos también te van a, they'll disappoint you too, but
Yeah, I mean, that's what I liked about going through these answers, because in total I got about 10 here. And towards like the second half of the answers were all about other people. So I got an answer that said helping others is what they're passionate about. Being a good mom, my family, raising disciples, kids, child development, parenting. I got another one that said my family, helping others with my job, and consistently trying to be a better person. And the last one I got was loving and caring for others the way God has loved and cared for me.
yeah, that's beautiful.
I love that. And what I love about all of these is that when people are talking about their passions, typically that they're talking about the way that their passion impacts other people's, right? It usually is not just about them. Lo que me gusta de estas respuestas es que cuando la gente empieza a hablar de qué es lo que les apasiona, casi siempre terminan hablando de sus familias, de sus hijos, ¿no? De los demás, de la manera en que ellos pueden tener un impacto en la vida de los demás,
Yeah,
¿no?
yeah.
Y yo creo que, bueno, eso se amarra aquí con ese tema de la indiferencia, porque yo creo que eso es lo que nos falta. I think that ties into this whole topic of indifference, because very often the reason that we feel this kind of purposelessness in our lives is because we're not making an impact on other people.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Muchas de las veces las razones por las cuales sentimos esa falta de propósito en nuestras vidas o esa indiferencia es porque no estamos buscando quién podemos impactar en nuestras vidas.
Yeah.
Right?
No estamos siendo una luz en este mundo.
Preciso.
A light in this world. No, I definitely, once you find your purpose, cuando agarras un propósito, you know, the pure pressure of every day no te va a afectar. De tus amigos, it's not going to affect you.
Right.
You know, the emotional stress and everything like that, again, if you're passionate about something, el sufrimiento rinde. Tiene, ¿cómo dice? Like, vale la pena.
Right.
You know, all the suffering is worth it, you know?
Right.
Y pues, toda esa gente que dijo algo about their, you know, like, again, if they were a selfless answer, you look at their profile and it's like all about their kids, you know, they just it looks like they're living wonderful lives, you know? And muchas veces lo que toma es like mirar afuera de ti cómo puedes ser un impacto en la vida de mucha gente.
Yeah.
Y agarras esa pasión y pues Dios te bendice, you know, porque pues no estás buscando a ti, ¿quién me va a hacer feliz, you know, a mí, you know?
Yeah.
Who's going to make me happy, you know? It's like, how can I be a light in this world, you know?
So let me ask you, because a lot of the people that answered, they were parents, right?
Yeah.
Mucha de la gente que me respondió aquí a la encuesta son padres. And they tend to, you know, do you think that there's a correlation between young people that have kids? Do you think they might be able to discover a deeper meaning in life on their day-to-day basis?
Well, we were going to have when I was going to answer the first rompehielo about, like, if you had the day off, what would you do? The first thought that came to me was like, I want to go golf. You know?
That. Yeah.
Yo quería ir a golfear, right? Pero, you know, no es mi pasión, right? Like, a mí me ha interesado arm wrestling. I used to arm wrestle. You know, I like music and all these different hobbies that surround myself around me, right?
Yeah.
Pero cuando se trata de, like, felicidad, me encanta mirar a mis hijas felices, mi familia feliz. Y yo no descubrí todo eso hasta que de veras pude como experimentar con eso. Until I finally saw what my daughter's face looks like when she's watching a fireworks show or whatever it is,
Right,
you know?
yeah.
And I mean, maybe, you know, go have kids. No, I'm just kidding. No, just kidding. No, I feel like even your little brothers. Right now, I have a mechanic.
Yeah.
That he's being an influence to a younger mechanic. Right? They live together and everything like that. And he's noticed his self-growth by having to be a role model for this younger man.
Yes.
And I look at him and I'm like, well, you know, how is it affecting you, like, spiritually or whatever else? And he's like, no, man, like, it really woke me up, dude. Like, to see the type of impact and influence that I can be to somebody else, like, de veras, like, como que me puse a comportar bien, empecé a lavar mis trastes, empecé a ser más limpio, like, you know, so como que hasta que miran afuera de ellos mismos until they can see outside themselves,
Yes.
can they actually take on that passionate role of, like, are you making a difference in this world, yes or no? You know,
Right.
not necessarily being a doctor or anything like that, but are you making a difference, you know, within your smaller circle?
Right.
And I think that's all it takes is
It takes a certain humility to be able to do that on a day-to-day basis.
oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes we like to make our story bigger than it is.
Yeah.
And then it's our pride that gets in the way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
A veces creemos que con nuestra historia es más grande de lo que es.
Yeah.
Entonces nuestro ego nos impide accionar en el mundo.
Pues,
¿no? En esos casos diarios.
Yeah,
¿no?
yeah.
Porque yo a veces me pregunto, a veces no tenemos que ser tan cósmicos. Sometimes we don't have to be so cosmic about what our purpose is, right? Sometimes our purpose is right there in front of us. Sometimes it could be as simple as
A sibling. Yeah.
yeah, as a word of encouragement to somebody that you're going by, right? A veces el propósito para ti ese día puede ser algo tan sencillo como unas palabras de aliento a alguien que uno no sabe en qué estado pueden estar, uno no sabe o sea, qué están pasando, pero en ese momento, si uno está dispuesto o se abre a hacer una luz, por ejemplo, para esa persona, uno no sabe qué tipo de impacto pueda tener. You know?
And that day to day, I like that mentality actually, because I feel like if you try to wrap yourself around a purpose or you know what type of passion you have, everyone they're thinking either a career, something big.
Yes.
If you take it day to day, that's great advice, Camilo. If you take it day to day, a simple word, a text message, you know, your sibling, can you make an impact in their lives? You know, and if you take it day to day, it doesn't have to be that big of a deal.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have to be overwhelming. Yeah. You can do it. You can do it, youth.
Yeah. Gracias a todos quienes nos respondieron la encuesta. Thank you to everybody who responded and answered to the poll on Instagram. And I actually wanted to show you guys something that I am very passionate about as well. Ready?
Fútbol.
Let's go.
Ok, ¿qué es la pasión? Mucha gente cuando tiene una pasión, como mi amigo Camilo, if you have a passion for something, you excel in it. Okay, this guy is obsessed with soccer. This dude has driven 9 hours to go watch Colombia play. He's flown to Colombia to watch Colombia play. Y lo que yo he mirado es de que cuando jóvenes tienen una pasión y miro que les interesa algo, siempre les ha mirado que esa pasión a veces se les puede brincar en un trabajo, a veces les puede brincar en cómo trabajan, their work ethic. I have 2 mechanics that I hired because I saw how passionate they were about soccer. True story. Entonces, here's a challenge, Camilo. How passionate are you about football?
Okay.
Soccer? Let me see you do it 21 times, my friend.
21. All right.
Yes, sir. We all believe in Camilo. Everybody root for Camilo, okay? Here we go.
All right. Ready?
Let's go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Overachiever, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Oh, good job. So that's what passion does. Passion makes you excel in something, anything. And what it does is it drives you to be able to have work ethic. It lets you live for something, right? And something simple like a sport can affect you. Te puede afectar en tu trabajo, te puede afectar en qué tan motivado estás en la vida. Les digo, 2 mecánicos míos, los miré cómo jugaban fútbol, les di trabajo sin saber cómo ser mecánicos. Pero la pasión nos da un nuevo propósito en la vida, right? En el caso de Camilo, está apasionado con fútbol.
Yes. Yeah, so we could do this. We could leave a little challenge for you guys like this, right? Because if you've ever been a person who, or have been in a circumstance where you felt like you were lost, or you felt like you were just indifferent or numb towards everything, right? Well, let's do this little exercise, and I'm willing to make a bet with you that if you were to find one person, just one person this week, that you can go and just say something encouraging. Doesn't have to be crazy, doesn't have to be big. You just find one person and you approach them and you say, hey, how are you? I want to let you know that God has a specific purpose for your life and that you were created, how can I put this?
Yeah, you are a child of God. You
Exactly.
matter. You're important.
Yeah.
Pues igual, you know, like yo diría, si tienes, mucha gente no tiene ese valor, right? Pero esa es la meta, right? Es de que tengamos ese valor de poder mirar, tener el valor de decirle a alguien su importancia. Y yo les apuesto que ustedes van a agarrar un poquito de ese valor que les vas a dar dar vida en su, you're going to speak life into them, right? And if you take on this challenge, just be brave, man. There's people that they've never heard a good job, pat on the back, nothing.
Yeah.
They go through they're freshmen in high school, they're at the bottom of the food chain, they're going through a rough day, you watch them, they're going through a rough day, diles algo bonito, like, hey man, I like, if they have nice shoes, lo que sea, hey man, I like your shoes, or hey man, like you said, we're in this together, dude, like, I feel like if we're a light in this world, vamos a hacer una diferencia. Y muchos de los jóvenes no tienen ese valor de poder hacer eso, decir algo.
Yeah.
It's not cool, bro.
Real life, real faith, real fun. This is the spot where it all gets done. No mess, no.
Now, I had the opportunity to show you guys something that I'm really passionate about. Tuve la oportunidad de mostrarles algo que me apasiona mucho, que es el fútbol, para mí y toda mi familia. Now, Chach, you tell me, man, what's a better way to live? Without passion or with passion?
Definitely with passion. And look, you know, I couldn't have done those 21 hits, I'll tell you right now. But the thing is, when you don't have a passion like that, the reason why you got so good is because you practiced, you started practicing, you started getting better.
Because I dove in entirely.
Ya, empezaste a practicar. Yo me acuerdo que unas 2 o 3 veces me llevaste a entrenar y no, hombre, no, yo no podía. Tú y tu primo me hacían correr y you know, practicar con el balón y todo eso. Esa pasión, con esa pasión te dio éxito, right? Ya agarraste talento, ya juegas bien, muchos equipos te invitan, a mí casi no. Pero yo me acuerdo un joven mío, un mecánico mío, él iba al trabajo, no estaba apasionado en lo que estaba haciendo. Llegaba y se sentía como que era otro día, tenía que sacar el día, no estaba feliz donde estaba, trabajando por mí, que yo soy el patrón mejor del mundo, según, right? And he was just, you know, just not depressed, but he was just stagnant. Like,
Okay.
he didn't like work. And then one day he's like, you know what, bro? I started paying attention to how you were diagnosing. Empecé a, you know, like, empasionarme. Y me mejoré. And now that dude looks forward to every time I send him to a really tough service call, he looks forward to doing that diagnosis. So, muchas veces, si nos if we get passionate about something, podemos mejorar en lo que estamos haciendo. No necesariamente tienes que ser bueno para lo que estás haciendo, pero te da un propósito, you know? Y pues me imagino que mucha gente no son igual de buenos como tú, pero pueden hallar cualquier pasión en su vida y mejorar en eso, you know? Get better in that, you know?
I've always been a firm believer that you don't have to be passionate about something to do it, but you can bring your passion to that thing that you're doing.
Yes,
Right?
yes, exactly.
So it's all about you. It's all about how you're approaching things.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Whether it be something unknown, whether it be a hobby that you like, whether it be wanting to make an impact on other people's lives. Right? So that is the challenge for the week. El desafío de la semana es el siguiente. ¿No? Que ustedes encuentren algo, puede ser algo divertido como fútbol o el básquetbol o algo así divertido, o puede ser acercarse a una persona y darles alguna palabra de aliento. Ese es el desafío de la semana. That's a challenge for the week, to either find something or engage in something that you're really passionate about, again, whether it be soccer or basketball, or find one person, just one person in your life, whether it be a family member, a friend, a coworker, that you can give a word of encouragement to. And engage with us. You know, feel free to reach out to us. Call us at 626-261-3586. Llámanos al 626-261-3586. Or you can also email us at the spot at radioinspiracion.com. Please connect with us on YouTube and Facebook as well. We're really interested in your feedback. We're really interested in your testimonies and your prayer petitions as well. On Instagram, you can find us at thespot.radio. En Instagram también nos puedes encontrar en thespot.radio. En YouTube y Facebook también queremos que se conecte con nosotros, compartan su testimonio con nosotros. También nos pueden llamar al 626-261-3586. Y bueno, nos veremos en la próxima edición. Chacho, muchas gracias por estar aquí con nosotros.
It was my pleasure. Now, if you guys can catch this, go ahead.
Real life, real faith, real fun. This is the spot where it all gets done. No masks, no games, just come as you are. We shine right here like a blazing star.